Hello and good morning. Welcome to the meditation live stream. This is Scott. I hope that you're doing well and that you're in good space. I'm doing pretty good myself. Just the mornings are unique these days. The time for reflection and self observation. So here on my channel, we like to work with a meditation practice that uses awareness to integrate our body, emotion, mind, and relationships. And I like to give a brief talk, and then we will get into that practice today. And we'll go for about 50 minutes. And one of the things that interested me recently is that Harvard Business Review did a study on AI, and the number one use case for ChatGPT is for companionship and therapy. And this is a concern for me because I think from a spiritual perspective or an awareness-based perspective, when we outsource our attachment to the machine realm, we are detaching from our humanity and attaching to machine intelligence, which is not human intelligence. And when we're young, I think about the children having attachment disorders, or an inability to attach to their mother in a healthy way. We know that developmentally there's a lot of warm data surrounding attachment and how it works and how important it is for children's development, the development of the brain and the personality and character of a person, to form healthy attachments and to have a higher quality of life as a result of forming healthy attachment. And the concern would be that if we outsource our reality testing to AI, that we would have a generation of people with attachment dysfunction. And this is a concern. So what's the solution? How do I know if I am outsourcing my attachment? Well, we can look to a practice, a meditation practice, that allows us to really understand and test reality. We test the reality through sense data from our body, through emotional data of our emotions, through our thoughts in our mind, and through our relationships in the inner and outer world. And we can source information from reality through these dimensions much easier than we can through others, because our sources for ourselves are more immediate to us. So we don't need an expert with a PhD or a charismatic leader to project upon. We can actually go to our source, ourselves, each and every one of us, and from there paint a picture of what's real. And I think this is a useful thing, and that's why I do this channel. So that being said, I'm going to read a little bit from The Space Between Us, and then we'll get started on practice. This is a book by Peter Mitchell, and it outlines the awakening of the we space. The mechanisms of resonance suggest that the spread of interbeing follows very different patterns than traditional movements or organizations. Rather than growing through recruitment or persuasion, it may spread through recognition and remembrance, awakening that which is already latent in those that it touches. This deeper understanding shows us that while the process isn't passive, it operates through principles quite different from conventional growth models. Resonance ignition requires intention and care. It asks us to tend to the quality of our own presence, to create conditions where others can access their own depth, and to trust the intelligence of the field itself to guide us and to guide the unfolding. What makes this approach revolutionary is its inherent resistance to the pitfalls that have plagued spiritual and social movements throughout history. The tendency toward dominator hierarchy, dogma, calcification of living insight into rigid doctrine. When transmission happens through resonance rather than instruction, these dangers naturally diminish. The question becomes not how do we scale this, but how do we remain true to the quality that wants to spread of its own accord? How do we stay attuned to the subtle intelligence that seems to be orchestrating this emergence from within? And I think that's good today. We'll stop there. And joining me now in practice, we'll begin now with our eyes closed, gently closing your eyes and tuning inside. We'll begin with some deep in-breaths through the nose and then out through the mouth. Deep cleansing breaths in and then out through the mouth. Letting go of distress, tension, and resistance on the out-breath, that which no longer serves you. Dropping everything like a ball from a dog's mouth, dropping from its mouth. Just dropping it. Allowing your breath to reach all the way down into your pelvic floor, into your legs and feet. Very good. We'll do 3 more. Allowing your breath now to return to your usual way of breathing. And gently placing your attention on your physical body and your body sensations. You can feel your body's subtle movement, tingling and pulsing, sense of aliveness, presence. And you can feel your body's connection with the earth underneath you, your body's contact with the planet. again, the practice of feeling and softening on the in-breath, feeling your body, and then out-breath through the nose, softening and melting down through your body and into the earth. And the softening and the melting can be like this warm, healing honey that melts down through your body, deep into the earth. And this healing honey can cleanse, heal, purify, and make whole as it travels down through your body, collecting impurities and bringing them into the earth, where the earth receives that energy and naturally recycles and transforms it. So in breath, feeling your body, out breath, softening and melting into the earth. And with each cycle of breath, you get a little bit closer to your body and you melt just a little bit deeper into the earth. And if you'd like, you can add in a pause. I invite you to pause between the out-breath and the next in-breath. So on the in-breath, feeling your body, out-breath softening down through your body into the earth. And then at the end of the out-breath, pause and experience stillness. Witness and observe the silence. Feeling and softening is a very useful practice, and particularly in times of stress or overwhelm, you can always come back to feeling and softening. Very good. Then bringing your attention up into your heart, feeling your heart space on the in-breath. If you like, you can put your hand over your heart. Feel the warmth of your hand to activate your heart center. Excuse me. And on the in-breath, feeling your heart. Then on the out-breath, softening and expanding your heart. Whenever we intentionally move into our heart space, there's always a sense of warmth and tenderness there, in the place where heaven and earth meet. And coming in contact with your emotions, you can notice what's emotionally present for you right now, and with an attitude of a welcoming, as these emotions are part of us, and when we allow them, we give them space to move. And you could be feeling any of the 5 main cardinal emotions like anger, sadness, fear, joy, or shame. Cardinal emotions are emotions that give us direction in our life. And when we feel things together, we practice good emotional hygiene. You could also be feeling numb, which is another valid emotional experience. good. And then from here, we can spend a little bit more time in our hearts. You can, on the in-breath, feel your heart. Out-breath, soften and expand your heart. And at the end of the out-breath, you can pause and experience the vast, open, sort of spacious quality of your heart. Very good. Then bringing your attention up into your head, feeling your head on the in-breath, and then softening in and around your skull on the out-breath. Again, if you like, breathe into your third eye space between your eyebrows or your crown, the top of your head, whichever feels correct for you. And just feeling and softening in and around your head. Coming in contact with your thoughts, you can notice how busy or active your mind is. And without pushing or pulling on your thoughts or trying to get rid of your thoughts, just allowing them to come and go. And the best way is to just not get involved in thinking, remaining uninvolved. And when you notice that you do get involved in thinking, you can always come back to feeling as a remedy. You come back to sensing, feeling your body's connection to the earth for grounding and anchoring. And as you begin to slow down even more, you can add in a pause if you like at the end of the out breath between the next in breath, like we've been doing. On the in breath, feeling your head. Out breath, softening in and around your skull. And at the end of the out breath, you can pause and notice the vast, open, sky-like quality of your mind, almost as though your whole entire head disappears, and in its place is the sky resting gently on your shoulders. from here, before we move into the next section of practice, we'll practice something called tree breath. Tree breath is like a tree, and just like the base of the tree is the roots, this is sort of like the base of your body, your legs, your tailbone, your feeling of the earth. On the in-breath, starting down at your roots, and then traveling up the trunk of your body. And at the apex, at the top of your breath, feeling the branches and leaves out the top of your head, spreading outward. And then on the out-breath, back down your body, traveling down through your spine, through your torso, and then out at your feet. Sort of like a breath wave, like a tree, up and then back down. And this is very useful for the subtle energy. You can, if you like, place the tip of your tongue behind your teeth. There's a little groove for the tip of your tongue. And this helps the connection between heaven and earth. The in-breath, breathing up your body. And then the out-breath, breathing back down your body through the central channel along your spine, your body's subtle energy, river of light. As you practice the tree breath, you'll notice that some areas of your body you'll feel well, some of them you'll feel less well, and that's normal. Just noticing what your body feels like as you travel up on the in-breath, and then back down your body on the out-breath. excellent work. And then from here, we can gently practice now with our eyes open, gently opening your eyes, keeping your eyes soft. And we'll take a moment together of appreciation for this work that we've done with our eyes closed. And now that we've transitioned to our eyes open, it can be useful to look at something outside a window, for example, that Mother Nature made, rather than a screen. And through principles of resonance, we'll begin to practice in the relational space, so that the relational space is inside and outside. Every relationship has an inside and an outside. And it's useful to practice sensing into these different domains. So on the in-breath, feeling around you, the space around you, 360 degrees, and then on the out-breath, feeling inside you. And just practice noticing, feeling outside on the in-breath, and then inside on the out-breath. And if you can, if you like, take your thumb like this with your hand, put your fingers on top, gently in your lap as a nice anchor. Very good. And you can, if you like, add in qualities to your practice of love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness. And you can link the qualities to the breath. So on the in-breath, radiating love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness around you on the in-breath. And then on the out-breath, absorbing like a sponge love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness into every level of your being. and just practice sending and receiving the qualities: love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness. Great, and then from here we can set our prayers and our intentions for the day. I'll be quiet so that you can do yours first. May this work that we do transform our life, offering up healing and blessings, and ripple out into the community, changing culture and upgrading our systems. Amen. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment below. And I'll be back again tomorrow. See you then. Bye-bye.